I went to Reddit to find the best stock plays so far in college football 26. And again, you guys did not disappoint. In my post, we got over 189 upvotes at the time, 52 responses, and I have narrowed down all of those responses to the 10 best plays that I could find. But before we jump into this video, guys, if you guys could please leave a like, that'll let me know that you guys like this content. Also, if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. And don't forget to also turn on those notifications so you don't miss any more college football 26 tips with tees or any college football 26 content that I am putting out there for the community. With that being said, let's jump into the video. Let me set the parameters really quickly, everybody. Just like all my previous ones so far, when it comes to testing these plays, we are going to be going up on Heisman difficulty, and we are going up against the best defense in the game, which is Alabama at a 96 defense. We are going to be running the plays versus cover 2 defense, zone, and then man coverage as well with 2 deep safeties. We're also going to be starting at the 25-yard line, so we have 75 yards to go. Without any further ado, let's jump into the first play. This one was recommended by Adam on First. He said, "Y pop is pretty fire in this game." This one had the most upvotes at 45 at the time that I made this video. Now, the one that I ended up going with was the gun wide Y off trips RPO bubble Y pop. This one itself is in 5 playbooks: Kennesaw State, Mississippi State, Old Dominion, Southern Miss, and Tennessee. And I do use the Y pop in my offense from time to time because it is kind of overpowering if you can spread the field. But nonetheless, here we go. Let's test this play out first against cover 2 defense. For the Y pop, if you don't know this, essentially what it is a RPO that you're really looking for that tight end to kind of just slip right past the linebackers for an easy kind of streak up the middle. And if not, you can hand it off. Obviously, you have the option on the right side as well. But the main thing you're looking for is the Y receiver or tight end. In this case, it is Sadiq. So here we go. Gonna hike the ball here. Look at that. He runs right past there. If I had a better throw, he might have been able to get there and actually run better instead of spinning. So let's try that again. Boom. Look at this. He keeps on spinning. That's not the best pass, especially for a green there. So I'm going to see if I can lead him to the right here. He keeps getting bumped a little bit. There we go. So this is great against cover 2, it looks like. I mean, you see I'm picking up at least like 15 to 20 yards. He's getting bumped, but he keeps on spinning, and that's not awesome. I mean, I will take this play so often because it's so easy. Oh, there we go. Finally caught one out in stride. And if you had a fast tight end, this is going to be a very overpowering play and very difficult to stop. Because if you are also, playing defense and you're trying to play that run, it's hard to stop on defense. So I'll just run it one more time. This thing's beating it every single time. And again, if you had a fast one for tight end here, you might be able to take this all the way to the house. All right, now we're in man coverage. Now let's see how this one goes again. Now, obviously, you're going up against that linebacker who has the P over his head here. He might be covered a little bit easier there, and it's going to be harder from the catches. And he breaks a tackle there, but that is definitely a much riskier throw. It looks like when you do this play against man coverage here, you're probably looking for the RB receiver here. And even then, it's just not a good idea. Very risky throw, unless you have an extra second, which with RPOs, you really don't have much time. You have to get that ball out quickly or you're going to hand it off. This might just end up being a run play here, as look at all that space up the middle there, even though it looked like he actually did, kind of give up his man here. Let's see if you wait an extra second. Wow. I didn't realize that. I just noticed that right now. But if you hold the ball an extra second, that linebacker is going to jump in expecting that. You got to hold it an extra second and look at that and all that space. See if I can spin away. Oh, I can. Can he go all the way? He's going to get really close. 75 yards. He can get into the end zone. Guys, this play is popping, especially if you're going up against the CPU and you go up against a lot of man coverage. I know they play a lot more cover 4 when you go up against the CPU, but keep in mind that this play is OP regardless what defense you go up against. You just got to make sure you're paying attention to that P linebacker with the P over his head, and you are going to be giving the CPU a lot of fits. User-wise, this is also pretty OP as well. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this one, but let's jump in to the next play. Next up comes from Soggy Astronomer 768. If you are a member of the NCAA series on Reddit, definitely will recognize this name. He posts a lot of good comments and questions, and also a lot of questions about plays, and posts a lot of good plays as well. But he mentioned choice pivot return is a great play. Said, no question, this is a must add for anyone. Square is open 99% of the time. which in this case is going to be X for me on Xbox. If it's zone, he's running the stop or the out. If it's man, it's the smoothest slant ever. It can go all the way easily. Circle or B for me on Xbox on a slanted out route will win if he has leverage and you can tell pre-snap. Triangle or Y for me wins if his leverage 2 and X, which is A for me, is on a late window return route. So if anything breaks down, it'll come open at the perfect time. Now, this play definitely does have a lot of potential here, a lot of different routes, and I love the triangle or the Y route that's coming out of the tight end here. And there's just so much to see here. This play right here is in Arizona, Northern Illinois, or Pittsburgh playbooks. So 3, but not amazing. But there is some options there. And like he said, there's just so much to go off of here. So personally, when I'm looking at this play right here, I usually like looking at B first because, again, that route is pretty OP, especially if it's inside leverage. Here, it looks like it's outside. So he said X is going to be open 9 times out of 10, especially if it's zone coverage. So pretty much what I'm going to go here is B, X, A, and that's just what I'm looking for, especially if I notice that it is zone coverage. And again, with this, the first part, we are going up against cover 2 or Tampa 2. And let's see here if B, again, he might not have the leverage there. It doesn't look like it right off the bat. So I might quickly run over to X for my second progression there. Doesn't have it. X wide open, just sits down right there. I love these sit down routes that just stop and let the defense just back up a little bit. Because even if I wait just a little bit longer, they back off even more, and I might be able to pick up a few yards, maybe even break a tackle. Especially against cover 2, this is going to be a good play that beats it because you have Y over the top with that corner route that kind of spreads the defense and pulls them back a little bit. But if I throw to B, let's just see here. If I throw to B, not the best throw. Very, very risky there. As you see that the defender was right on top of him. He still made the catch. Definitely would not recommend that, especially when he's got outside leverage like I was mentioning. But let's see if I give A second here. Boom. Oh, look at that. Look at all that space there. Not the best time throw. I probably should have waited an extra second. He kind of caught it awkwardly. But let's try this again here. Even though he does commit, I'm still able to pick up at 7 yards. So again, you're moving the ball in this play, and that's money. Let's check out Y here. Yeah, it doesn't look like... Yeah, that's a dumb throw. Do not want to throw that ball. That's pretty much either a medicine ball, pick, or an incompletion every single time. But let's see if I pump to that. Nope. Oh, I bumped them back even a little bit more there. So again, this one versus cover 2, again, you're going to be want to look for X, A, or maybe even RB out of the backfield. More of a risky throw here. See if I can spin move, get anything more. No, only a few yards. So yeah, you're definitely going to be looking at cover 2, X, A, and if it's inside leverage, you're going to be hitting B on the outside every day of the week, and that is going to be huge. You'll see how this thing goes up against man coverage now. So now we're in man coverage here again with the 2 high shell, and you can tell that there's still outside leverage with B. So Y could be the play here. A is probably going to be open 9 times out of 10 as well. X probably going to be open as well, but I'm going to go Y to A just to start things off because I haven't ran this play yet. Let's see here, Y. Oh, I didn't even have to throw a high ball. That was stupid. He didn't even go for it. That was weird. Okay. He looks like he's beating him on this route. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at that throw. He just seems to get beat on that every single time. Again, we are going on Heisman. Jeez. Okay, not a good throw by Drew Aller, who's one of the top QBs in the game. I don't know what that's about. I'm going to throw this a little bit more outside, leading him outside, and he still just doesn't really throw a best ball there. But now let's just check out A. Let's see what happens if I throw it to A here. He should be open, honestly. Boom, look at that little, oh, what a play here. Oh, and if you have a fast tight end, you might be able to take that for even more yards, guys. You got a few options here, which is always nice, especially if you're going up against a user and, they're, lurking in the middle of the field. You definitely want to be smart about that. But let's check out B now, just on the outside. Let's just see here. Yeah, that's dumb. Oh, he did mention, oh, man, guys, I totally did not even think about this, but he did mention that if you are facing man coverage, X will run the smoothest slant route. So let's take a look at X. He looked wide open right there. Look at this. Okay, he was open, but he got stopped there. Let's see here if I can do that again. He runs a better route here. There we go. Look at all of that space. Whoo, little spin move there. This play has a lot of options, and these are the kind of stock plays that I love running, especially when you're on the road. You want to look for stock plays that give you multiple options that you can find, whether it's man or zone coverage that can beat everything. And this play definitely looks like it has it all. Great, little route concept here. Even though he gets stuck right there, the X receiver is open. So again, you can hit X, you can hit Y, you can hit A, you can probably hit RB. B, I would stay away from, especially if it's outside leverage. But look, if he's getting guard out here, oh, look at that little juke move. Still able to pick up a few yards, even though I threw it behind the line of scrimmage. But overall, great play. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. I honestly like it and think it's a great, great recommendation. All right, next up from Timothy the First. He said, it's so cheap, but just fun to run. 16 upvotes on this one. And this one is the RPO read Y flat. This one comes out of the gun wing trips weak formation, and it's in a ton of playbooks. 18 total playbooks that include Alabama, Arizona, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, South Carolina, and West Virginia, among others that you see on your screen here. But like I just said previously, we're going up against cover 2, Tampa 2. Now let's just see how well this play goes. Again, I like plays like these. You're going to see a few of these in the video, so definitely keep these in mind here. Boom, look at him go out to the outside. And if you have a fast tight end here, which doesn't look like Penn State doesn't, I have yet to play with them, and I don't think I ever will. This could definitely be a good one for the red zone. But overall, this is just a great play. I mean, look at this. You can go to the outside as well, and look, I can get a double block here. I can, and I almost able to break it outside. So you got a few options there. And then worst case scenario, you can hand it off up the middle. And if I didn't just slide for whatever reason to the outside, I should have easily been able to, look at this. There we go. Look at that space. Look at that space. You got many options here. And again, if you have a fast tight end, this is a deadly play. But this guy just looks super slow. Breaks some tackles, but just not ideal for this team, honestly. Let's see how it runs up against man coverage. All right, now we're up against man coverage. You can see that the defenders are a little bit tighter, a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. They're pretty much just playing bump and run right now. And this one definitely looks like you want to go with Y or handing the ball off here. Hold off a second, and I wasn't able to actually... I honestly tried to throw it to the tight end there. It didn't work, and the offensive line was able to give me a hole there. So let's try that again. Okay. Oh, man, if you had a fast tight end here, guys, oh, my gosh, you could pick up some huge chunks of yardage here, especially the fact that it's an RPO. You have options. Again, I'm gonna pull this one here, like depending on the, yep. Oh, the one time, of course. Let me try that again. Yep, got to be careful. You definitely got to be careful with that. Against man, it's definitely not as OP, especially because if you go to the right one, it could get picked off. Like, you just want to stay away from that, especially anytime you see that in an RPO, you do not want to throw that pass no matter what. Let's try this again. Hand it off. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Did he just take it to the house? He might get caught. Oh, he could have almost taken it to the house. So you definitely, like, if you have a good offensive line, you definitely have a shot to definitely break this. There we go. There we go. Finally. Get out of the way, 50. Get out of the way. Oh, just don't fumble the ball. But overall, a solid play. Very solid play, in my opinion. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the RPO read Y flat out of this formation. Overall, pretty solid. It can beat both coverages and great option. All right, guys. So next up, we got from Blue Turf Links, Fake Jet Divide. Now, this play comes from the pistol doubles hip formation. And he says, pistol doubles hip, fake jet divide, tight end on the A route gets wide open. 9 upvotes. This one's only in the Florida playbook. Let's see how it does versus cover 2 or Tampa 2. Now, this play, again, there's like a lot of potential here. The only downside here, oh, you can actually hot route this play. Okay, that's awesome. You can actually hot route. Normally, for some of these fake, jets passes, they don't let you hot route, but this one you can. But I'm looking for A. So let's see if he's able to get naked on this play. Dropping back to pass. Oh, geez, that pass rush is gnarly. I could not get that off. Wow, okay, he did not get open there against cover 2. Nope, he is not getting open there, folks. Okay, let's see if there's anyone else to look at. So if A's not open, I'm probably going to look for X, maybe B, and then RB might come up through the middle. So X is going to be my first read here just to take a look. Looks like I got him underneath. Better throw would have been nice, but it'll pick up a few yards there. Wasn't taking a look at anyone else, so let's take a look at X and see what we got down the side. Yep, RB2 down the field. Pick up a few extra yards. Okay, so this plays A, for whatever reason, against, Tampa 2, not ideal. It'll pick up a decent 5 to 10 yards, if you pick the right, read here. B looks like he's getting locked down. And then B, oh, yes. Oh, yes. B is open if you can get him. If you can throw that ball right after he gets past that linebacker, if you especially have a quick, linebacker, because I don't think Baugh is too fast, honestly. Like, it makes it difficult because he's not really as fast as some of these other running backs are that you can get in the game. But let me try it one more time. Can't get a throw off because the dang off defensive line is insane. That's why I go gets the best. I'm going to try it one more time. There we go. I have a chance. Nope. Nope. Okay. So it just really depends on what you look at. At least for cover 2, the tight end route, I'll try one more time, is not going to be getting open. At least versus this. Yeah. Look at that. Even I waited so long just to see if anything developed, and it's just not there. So let's see if there's any more success with that against man coverage. All right, now we got man coverage here. You see there's the defender's a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage here. We're going to take a look at A again. We're going to see. Because if he's going up against a linebacker, they might have to fully turn around. And when no eye, no pick, that could help us out here. Doesn't turn around. But he's also not the fast. Oh, my gosh. Can I jump over him? He's not the fastest tight end. If you got a quick tight end there, I'm telling you guys, this play actually could be pretty OP, I will say. Especially if you're going up against a user. Look at this. Look at this. Nope. Maybe RB. I'm going to throw it to the outside here. Look at. They just straight up dropped that. That's cool. That's cool. It's not like you were open or anything. Let's try this again. Let's see. X across the middle. Look at X, my guy. Oh, my. Oh, my. He just beat him right off that line of scrimmage. No questions asked. Wow. Okay, let's try it again. Is X going to be open as well? Look at that. Wide. Completely wide. Breaks a tackle. Nice little 24-yard gain. I mean, you got X. You potentially got A if you got a fast tight end. And then RB again. You might be able to drop it in the bucket. He just can't catch it. He's not so fast for Florida. So, Baugh is not the play for this one. But X every time. Look at that. He's just beating him off the line every single time. Again, 24 yards. I mean, first man coverage, you definitely have a few more options. This is definitely more OP, especially if you do have a fast running back, a fast tight end. I would say over like 88 speed for tight end and over 92 speed for running back. And I'm going to try B here. I know he's probably not going to be open, but he actually is. Might just need he broke that tackle. We're gonna take this one for 6. Are you kidding me? If you can break a tackle, anything is possible, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this play. I think it's pretty good, honestly, especially if you're running a few of these jet sweeps from this formation and you're going up against a user. It definitely could throw them off a little bit, and you'll have players more open than normal because they might be overcommitting. So definitely keep this one in mind. All right, guys, next up we got from KevBK_HS, gun, tight open, drive, stutter flat. He said 99% are on the goal line or in short yardage situations. Cutter ability on the slot receiver creates so much space on that route with the rub from the outside receiver. This one got 9 upvotes, and this one is specifically only in 2 playbooks, Arkansas and Coastal Carolina. Now, if you take a look at the play itself here, got a lot of good concepts, and this definitely looks great for short yardage. You know, if you're 3rd and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 4th and 5, or at the goal line, this is definitely going to be a great play. A lot of concepts here. He said the cutter, and I'm trying to think right now on the cutter ability. Oh, the cutter ability on the slot. Okay, so you have to have cutter. This really helps open you up here. I don't think Y has the cutter ability. He doesn't. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think we have cutter on any of these guys. So that's unfortunate, but we're going to see how this is. I'm going to go Y first and then come back to B. A could be open deeper, but let's just see those 2 routes against cover 2 for right now. Well, he was open right off the bat, and he just picked up an easy 8 yards, almost like too easy. Look at this. Nice little 6 yards right there. Again, short yard situation right there. I'm going to wait for a second and go to B here. Oh, look at that. Look at all that space over the middle. Oh, my. Oh, my goodness. That potentially could be deadly. There's a ton of open space right there over the middle. Oh, not the best spin move right there, but I'm going to try it one more time. Hit B again over the middle. Look at all that open space. Nice little 12 to 15 yard gain there. I'm going to give it a second here. I'm going to try A deep. I know they're playing back a little bit. Oh, wow. It is open for him, too. He's not even the fastest tight end. He picked up the most yards, probably what, 20 yards right there? So you got options here. I'm going to try X now. Let's see if we got any options with X. Oh, that's not a good idea. So I'm going back here. I am going back to, I think it was A. But this one against cover 2, you got a lot of options here. And then worst case scenario, if those are all locked out for a reason, just dump it off. You know, see if you can run someone over. Not the best there, but you do have many options. You got X. Okay, maybe you don't have X. You got Y, B, and then A just seems to open up late. Look at this. Oh, I didn't let it go late. I didn't let it go late. That's on me. Let me try it one more time. I'm going to get A late one more time. Give it a second. He just hands him off, and there's no one there. Easy little 20-yard game right there. Wow, this is a very good play. Got a lot of options, and those are the plays that I love. Especially when you're on the road, you want to have one of these in your back pocket. Now let's see how it does against man coverage. All right, so we're against man coverage now, and definitely going to be going for Y first, just see how he is. Not as sticky, or the cornerback was pretty sticky there. I don't want to say away from that, but X looked like he was able to break it a little bit. Oh, he got caught right there. That was a great defensive play there. Let's try it again. Let's try to hit X there. Nope. B looks what? B looked open there. Because he's got to come across the field. Able to hit him. Okay, for a few yards. Again, he did say short yards, and that's exactly what we're doing here against man coverage. B's wide there again. Nice little 5 to 7 yarder right there. Now, A, I did also see that he was open here too. Able to create some space. Just got to be able to make that catch. I'm going to try it one more time. Oh, wow. He's got a lot of space. Terrible throw. And I didn't even tell him to go down. He went down on his own just to make that catch. So great recommendation here. I like this play a lot. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. So the next play is from Evan Pimp's Cry. He said, gun empty bunch wide Z-spot smash has gotten me so many 3rd and 4th down conversions. Now, this one had 3 upvotes, and this play looks pretty legit. It comes in 11 playbooks, including Arizona, Boise State, Coastal Carolina, Oregon, and Washington, among others on the screen. But since it is, empty set, you have a lot of options here. You got X, you got Y, you got B, who probably is going to be one of my main reads, RB, who's another great read, A, depending on it. If it's not cover 3, you could potentially beat him on corner routes. So there's a lot to digest here. What I'm probably going to look for right off the bat is RB. I'm going to go from RB first and just see if he's able to get open. Look at that space. They back off. Short yardage situations, boom. Easy 5 yards. Easy. If you have someone fast there as well, it could be a little bit better. Look at that. They just back off because they got to respect the receivers there that are going deep, and that is very easy to pick that up. Now let's go over to A now and just see if he's able to get behind the cornerbacks there. I doubt he will be able to. Yep, no, I didn't think so. Especially now the cover 2, they definitely drop back a little bit more than they should, and because of that, the corner routes that usually beat cover 3 aren't really beating cover 3s consistently. Now, if you look on the left side of the field, I'm going to now really quickly just look at X and Y. I'm going to take whoever is open. I have a feeling that X is going to be open, but you never know. Y could get open. Let's see, left side of the field here. Looks like Y could be if I can come back and make the catch, and I can. And that one, again, is a very risky throw. Would not recommend that to everybody, but X is probably going to be open 9 times out of 10 here. I'm just going to get down, get a nice little 7-yard gain here, and it looks like he could have been able to run that ball a little bit. So I'm going to try this again, but actually let him catch it and run up the field, and it looks like picked up an extra 2 yards. Now, I did mention earlier that B is a route that I definitely love, and now because the A will push back the corners a little bit, you got to look for B. Look at all that open space. Oh my goodness, these routes, I'm telling you, these little stop routes are just so OP when you're going up against zones and you have deep passes or deep routes that are pushing back the defenders there. Look at this. I can keep waiting. Look at all that space. He's got like 8 yards of space before the defender actually breaks back towards him. So definitely a great play against zone coverage. Let's see how it does against man. All right, now you can see it's man coverage here as the defensive backs are very close to the line of scrimmage there. It looks like Y could be open right off the bat, or even A. So I'm first going to take a look at Y, and then I'm going to give A shot. So let's look on the left side of the field here. It looks like he almost beats it. If I can get it outside, no. Oh, wow, what a pick by that corner. He just jumped over him. Okay, now actually A could have a better chance here because no one else is kind of going towards that way. So it should be man-to-man, one-to-one right there on the outside here. Let's see if he's able to beat that. He doesn't. And he doesn't flatten the route either. It doesn't really make it that much easier. So, okay, so now with that being said, let's take a look at X. Let's see if he's going to be open on the outside. He should be able to get open, and he does. Catches the ball, 8 yards. That's huge. Now, RB should be able to get open because it should be a little bit of a rub route there where the cornerback kind of run into each other there. And he doesn't get caught there. Wow. Did he run right through them? Let's try that again. He ran right through them. Wow. Man coverage. For whatever reason, this play is struggling. I don't even know who I'm looking for. Everyone seems just to be locked up here. Sometimes you just got to get lucky. I'm going to try B here. But even then, look at that. Boom. Just everyone's getting bumped. And because of that, it makes it very difficult for them to run their routes. Wow. Look at that. The defenders actually bumped into themselves, and we actually picked up about 12, 13 yards. So this one is definitely more risky man coverage-wise, and you definitely might want to be more weary about that when you do make that call if you're going up against someone who does use a lot of man coverage. Next up comes from _itofu. RPO read Y flat. This one comes out of the gun Y off trips formation. He says, I feel like this play is super well known. Regardless, it's great, and I upvoted it, obviously. Wasn't anyone else upvoted that one because it was a late entry, but this one is so OP, and I absolutely love throwing this one into my playbooks, custom playbooks, and things like that. And this one is actually in 55 playbooks, which is insane. Probably one of the most common plays, obviously, besides some of those runs and stuff like that. But this one is in playbooks such as Auburn, Cal, Colorado, LSU, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, among others on your screen. Again, 55 playbooks here, but this one is so overpowering, and I absolutely love this, especially if you have a quick tight end who can get to the outside. You just got to look really quickly and look at that. They get sucked inside, and if he can get a block, and if he was fast, he would easily be able to get outside as they're going up against zone coverage here. Gets a good block, and he's just not able to get past 7. Unfortunately, he's not the fastest tight end. But if you have a fast tight end, like, oh my goodness, guys, this play could get you many yards. I just, there we go. Got a block. Again, he's not that quick, and he's still getting 20 yards. I mean, that's really impressive. So you're definitely going to keep that in mind. I mean, you might want to run this, but no, you're really just looking for the tight end. That's all you're looking for. And against cover 2, you're going to have a lot of fun with this. I mean, look at that. Easily 10 yards every single time, even with a slow tight end. Let's see how it does against man coverage. All right, so when going up against man coverage, you definitely want to be weary here. And you can kind of tell man coverage. One thing that I picked up, I'll just mention it right now. The DVs are playing close. When they're playing close up like that, it's kind of a telltale sign that they're playing man coverage because they know they have help over the top. But with that being said, we're in man coverage here, and we're going to see if Y is still open. It looks like his defender, if I'm not mistaken, could be P, who is the defensive back over Greathouse. So let's see. If it is, it's going to make things tough. Wow. Even with those defenders right there, he definitely was able to make a play there. Got some good blocks there. Nice 5 to 7 yards. I'm not trying to reach, but I did. Getting some good blocks there. Again, 10 to 15 yards, easy. Great play regardless. Now let's take a look at the left side of the field. I know you usually don't want to look at the left side of the field, but it is man coverage, and they're playing bump and run. Now, if Fields has a mismatch, which you can check the matchup screen here. It looks like it's yellow, so it looks like it's going to be like 50-50 chance here. Let's just take a shot. Let's just see what happens. Beats him. No eyes, no pick, except he does do that. So, like I said, for this play, you're really just going to look at the side end. And looks like even against man coverage, this play is amazing. Oh, look at him just run over him. Oh, my goodness. For about 30 yards. Wow. Love this play. Let me know down in the comments down below if you guys like this play, if you guys use this play, what you guys think about it. All right, so next up from Clean Credit 2388, he said, I like tight end angle. Unfortunately, he didn't specify specifically what play he likes or what formation it was out of. This one got 10 upvotes, and this one that I ended up picking from CFB.fan was the one out of the gun bunch quads close formation. Just looked like had the most options on it, and this one is in the either Georgia Southern or Jacksonville State playbooks. Now, if you take a look at the play here, I really like this. I love these plays with these kind of like tight end angles, kind of routes and things like that. I have a few of them in my custom playbook, and I absolutely love them. Recommend everyone to throw it in there, especially versus the CPU, because it makes them, for whatever reason, they just seem to struggle at going after Y. Now, let's just take a look here if they do the same thing here. They forgot about Y, leaving him wide open over the middle of the field there, easily able to pick up about 20 yards, 18, 20 yards. Again, over the middle of the field. Look at that. Like, they just leave them open. I don't know why, but I've noticed this with some of them, because you even have A as well. If you want to go A, you can go A over the middle as well here. Look at that. That looks like that's actually the tight end. But you just got to keep in mind, man, like it looks like that's the running back that's in there, which is actually really OP for everyone if you actually use this play. Look at that. Oh, what a spin move there for about 25 yards. That is absolutely OP. I love this. And then on the outside, you got that little speed route there, and you might be able to get it depending on your receiver. It looked like he had the best leverage. Don't recommend that. But, I mean, just look at these options here. Why? You just go to Y. You just go to Y. That's it. There's nothing to even look at for the rest of this play against Tampa 2. There's no reason to look at anything else. Harbor, they're not pressing on him, so he's not going to sprint past them. But look at that. Y over the middle. Again, getting past everybody. 25 yards. Easy. This play is money against cover 2. Now let's see how it does against man. Again, they're bumping, so you know that it is man covers. And in this case, Harbor, with that platinum takeoff, that is going to be hard to cover. But, oh, man, if I gave it an extra second, man, Y was going to be wide. Watch this. Come on. You got this. Don't get caught up here. There we go. Look at that. Wide, guys. Wide. The longest play we've had so far of this play, about 25, 30, I think 30 yards. But Harbor definitely has a good chance of being open as well. But why do that when you keep just throwing it down to Y? Like, you could keep on backing up, and drifting in the pocket, and you still have a chance there. X might be open as well. Great little catch there on the outside for about 15, 16 yards. You have options here. A, it was looking like he's good right off the bat. But Y, again, look at that. No one over the middle. There's no one there. There's no one there. If you have a faster running back, you might even be able to score a touchdown, break a tackle, have more success with that. But just look at this. Okay, I'm going to try and see if we can get it over to Harbor here. Nope, that's not the best throw. Very risky there. I definitely would recommend not doing that. Throw to Y. That's all you got to do. If you could just use that pocket presence as much as you can. Like, look at that. Wide open over the middle there. Over the middle for about 35 yards, guys. I'm telling 30, 35 yards. This play is OP. You definitely want to throw a tight end angle play in your custom playbook if your online dynasty likes it or allows it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, if you've had success with this. But let's move on to the next play. All right, next up from Don Juan Cherry Tempo. He recommended deep choice gun wide Tennessee. You get a drag, an inside dig, and 2 option routes on the outside to beat one-on-one. Plus, the receivers are split super wide, which makes reads easier in his opinion. 7 up votes on this one. We're going to go with this against cover 2, Tampa 2 right here. First read for me is going to be Y, and then potentially A on a deeper route. Looks like you got Y over the middle easily there. Pick up a nice little 8 to 9 yard gain. Let's take a look and see if A is able to beat the man deep here. No, I threw it to X randomly. Not the best option there. I'm trying to see what the option routes are. A didn't beat it, but Y is going to be open over the middle here. And you can easily pick up again, 5 to 8 yards easily there against cover 2. But I'm not used to throwing too many of these option routes, especially the options that they give me on the right side with B. But let's see what he does. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Oh, he sits? That's not a good idea. You can't sit right there. You got to keep going. Okay, that didn't work. Let's check out X. Brazzle on the left side. He's not going to sit, is he? Okay, picks again, guys. Wow. Okay, so the drag routes definitely going to be open. This is going to get you your more consistent yardage and where you definitely want to throw. Let's see if I pump fake it. Nope, they didn't really bite there. Ooh, able to catch one there. Definitely risky. I'm not a big fan of this play, honestly, at least for cover 2. Let's see how it goes against man. Maybe change my opinion. All right, now we're in man again. You can see the press with the receivers here. They might be trying to go deep. There might be a shot behind. Again, I'm going to start with Y and see where we can go from there. Beats it right off the rip there. Oh, man, he's got some yards. He got some yards there. Nice little 20-plus yard catch right there. Let's see how A does. Oh, he's wide. He is wide open, too, again. Wow. 23 yards right there? Okay. I haven't been paying attention to X or B, but let's see how X does. You got to come back here. You got to come back here. You got to come back there. You can't be going inside when he has that leverage. I don't know why he did that there. All right, take a look at B. Let's see if we got anything here. There we go. You got to come back to that's perfect. Nice little 15-yarder there. So you got options here with man coverage, which I always like when you have more than one option here. Y just seems to dominate this. And there's just nothing else you can do. Nice little 20-yard gainer. And A just looks like he's beating it every single time as well. Look at this. Just literally runs around the dude, and he's got nothing. Even with a bad throw, still able to pick up 20 yards. Let's see what happens if I get able to get a nice pass, a green pass, or maybe even a nice little blueberry. Okay, blueberries work. That's fine. That was almost 30 yards. About almost 40 yards? No, that was about 35 yards. So again, this play versus man is great. Zone, you want to be careful. So depending on the user, you want to be careful on what you pick. Not a big fan with zone. With man, I like this play a lot. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. All right, guys, the 10th and final stock play that I found on Reddit was from myself. This one I definitely like. Add this one to your playbooks, guys. This one is the cheat clear out seam gun trips tight end Y slot formation. It's only in the Minnesota playbook, so this has to pretty much be either in the Minnesota playbook or in a custom playbook. Now, this play, there are a lot of things that I like about this. The wheel route by the tight end, the motion. I love using motion. If I have, I try to get as many motion plays as possible, especially against the users. These really throw people off. They're not sure if they're supposed to focus on the motion, if that's where the play is going, or not focus on the motion because it's a decoy. On top of that, you got a seam route by the tight end. You have an beautiful little Texas route by the running back underneath. And then you have a few other ones on the left side. You got Y, who's running a little kind of slot fade. And then you have a hitch route on the left side just in case to move that cornerback back a little bit. So you have so many options here. Let's see how it does against cover 2. First read, I'm going to go with his A and then the RB, and then we'll work from there. A looks covered. RB wide open underneath. Nice little 5 yards. Very easy. Very simple thing to do. If you guys haven't already, Texas routes with running backs are so OP. Like, look at this. He's not even the best running back, but he's able to pick up. Wait, maybe that's 10 yards? Yeah, no, it's 10 yards, not 5 yards. My bad. That's 10 yards. Now, okay. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at B. Let's see if he does get open. I doubt he's probably not the fastest guy. Well, he's got a few yards. If he can catch that, ooh, that's risky. If I throw that right off the rip, I think I might actually have an easy catch here because he had some space. Watch this. Boom. Look at that. Nice little 5 yards. Easy if you can get that throw off. Now, let's move to the left side of the field here. Let's look at Y and then X. If Y gets taken, I'm going to hit X for some easy yards here. Oh, they shift over a little bit because of that. Keeping them open. I tried to throw it to the left side there. Quarterback completely missed that. I thought that Y was covered, so I didn't really give it a shot, but I might. I'm going to try. I'm going to let it develop for a second. Oh, he lobbed that. Wow, he must not have an arm on Minnesota. If you're able to fit that one in there, go for it. But it looks like they're playing some good coverage against X as well. So you only got a few options here. Okay, there you go. Nice little 5-6 yards. So again, you got some options. You just got to make sure you know where to look and hit your progressions on time. All right, now we're up against man coverage here. And like I said previously, you can tell just a lot of the times when they do man coverage, most of the time, not all the time, they come out of the play and they're doing bump and run, or they're just like pressing you. It's pretty obvious that it's going to be some kind of a man coverage. Now, again, you got B. Let's see how that looks. But I'm going to go A to RB on the end of the game. I'm sorry, not the end of the game. I look for Y majority of the time, especially with that inside leverage. He's going to be going to the outside. He could beat that. So there's a lot of options potentially here. And wow, okay. You got that. Let's see. Can we get him? Oh, that was risky. Ooh. If you have a fast tight end there, that would really help to potentially hit 8 up the seam. Now let's see how RB is. I didn't really look at him here, but let's see here. Boom. No, he looks like he got stuck. I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna try it one more time. Texas routes, no matter what route it really is, they're pretty OP. So let's take a look at this again. Oh my gosh, give it a second and wowzers, it'll pick up nice little 20 yards, 25 yards. Huge. Now let's take a look at Y on the left side here. This one, if he's able to beat it, if you have someone with, takeoff, this definitely is a great play here. Definitely looks like he's not have takeoff because any kind of press formation or any kind of press, he's going to hit that or, activate it every single time. But he is just absolutely getting stood up. So why not just take your time and go back to RB for a nice little 20-yard gainer. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Again, please leave a like if you guys do like this comment. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Hopefully you guys picked something up. Hopefully you guys added another play to your custom playbook. A beautiful stock play that will help you on the road or really just anywhere if you don't want to run any hot routes or add anything to it. If you guys did get something out of this, I really would appreciate it leaving a like. That just lets me know that you guys do like these kind of videos, reaching out to Reddit, getting feedback from the community, and then putting out a video testing that feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And on top of that, make sure to turn on those notifications so you don't miss any more T's College Football 26 videos. But that is going to do it, guys. Again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.